For today's Cyber CEO episode,
I have a very specific social media person. Her name's Elaine. She's fabulous. Our awareness and engagement was 7.9 million in 1 week. If that tells you the difference, to go from 364 views a month to 7.9 million a week. And so it has brought in so much business. How it's also changed is I have a money backer, 𝗙𝗃. She's incredible. I can just turn over all of my accounts and bookkeeping and everything, and she just focuses on that. I have an incredible assistant, Mira. She pretty much holds my hand. She is amazing. I can just free up my time and I can focus on making sure that the events are running properly and that I'm on the front line selling and booking more events. With the leverage of all these amazing people that I work with, we've nearly tripled our business. It has been an incredible opportunity and addition. Just having that kind of exposure and that help has been incredibly critical and rewarding growing my business. It's a wonderful collaboration to work with people that are so motivated to work hard just as I am as well, but also have the skill set that I don't, but I need desperately. The whole experience has been really, really fantastic.
welcome to Cyber CEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. Cyber CEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. Another awesome day here at Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. We're back with another episode of Cyber CEO. And of course, we have a very special guest on the show. Brianna, how are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
Yes, I'm doing wonderful. Thank you very much for asking and for dropping by. I know you have a lot of things to do. Really appreciate you being on the show. Now, to start things off, to let you know, we have a lot of listeners who are business owners, just like yourself. And of course, a lot of great leaders who are listen to the show, So I need your help here real quick, Brianna. So can you introduce yourself to our audience? Maybe we can start with, what's your role in the business?
So I'm Brianna C, and I'm the Executive Director of 𝗙𝗃 Events here. And actually, my office is right in the same building where our Cyber CEO, Craig, and Harmony US Operations also work too. So we have very close contact with each other, which is great.
Gosh, really, really close then, because just a door away or just a wall away,
yes.
Right?
Yes, it is.
Now, just for our awesome listeners' benefit, what is 𝗙𝗃, Brianna?
So originally, the building where our offices are was the third and final sporting goods store for Browning Firearms. Browning is a very significant name in Ogden, as well as it's world famous because of the firearms that they actually designed and directed. So the space above us was where they manufactured, they drafted and designed the 1911, which is still the most widely used handgun, as well as the .50 caliber machine gun. So the needing a place to test fire and manufacture those pieces, they built what we now have is 𝗙𝗃. So the building is actually from 1908. It's gorgeous, exposed brick, wood beams, steel columns. It's all 90% original. So those two firearms were manufactured and prototyped and test fired in the space. So the original test fire shield is actually in the space.
Wow.
And what I love about the space is it is a space where what happened in that area, the innovators in that space created something that changed world history. Significantly, World War II, the .50 caliber machine gun was used at the Battle of Britain by our allies, British and French. Mm-hmm. We shot down over 18,000 German planes. The Germans retreated back to Russia. We were able to advance, and that changed the course of the war. So that was all in the building that I direct and operate right now.
Gosh, that's a lot of history way, way back. 1908. Gosh, there's a lot of history in the place. Now, I'd like to know more about 𝗙𝗃, though. How long has 𝗙𝗃 been a business?
So the building itself, or the space, has been open as an event center for 9 years, and I've been here for 4. 3 previously under the old owners, and I've been working with Craig and Cyberbacker for a year now.
All right. right? So a year with Cyberbacker as well. Now let's quickly transition to that Cyberbacker, virtual leverage. How were you introduced to the idea of virtual leverage?
Well, this is something kind of interesting. Actually, when COVID hit, I lost 65 events just overnight. And I was just trying to keep the building alive. And I actually took on a job as at a grocery store in the morning just to survive, just to keep money coming in for my family. And I had a friend say, you should read this book. You should, read, listen to this audiobook as you're working. And it was called The 4-Hour Workweek. Well, as we know, that is one of Craig's favorite books. And it was all about leveraging your business and having people. So that was actually the first introduction.
First time.
And then when I started working with Craig, I quickly realized I believe, is in the book, or I think some of his thought processes are involved in that same book and what he really did, because I didn't understand Cyberbacker. I thought maybe it was just, I wasn't like scheduling or something, but realistically, it's everything. It's everything from finances, money, assistance, social media, just True. Everything is possible for a business.
Everything that you can do in front of a computer, that's virtual leverage. Any help that can be done through a computer or online, right? Basically.
Yes.
Yes. Now, how about with Craig, though, and Cyberbacker? How were we introduced to Cyberbacker?
There was a transition. The former owners were selling the building, and I know that my former boss did say to him, this is the person that you need, meaning me. This is the person that you need on your team to run this center. She knows. I knew everything. I knew everything from how to be a hostess, how to create an event, how to, now I'm doing a lot of the, I'm involved in more of the numbers and everything. So, Craig interviewed me and we talked about me taking over the role of director, and just quickly got thrown in, and it's just been a wonderful adventure.
Wonderful adventure so far, right? Excited for the future, of course. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Now, talk to me then about the virtual leverage that you needed. So what were the things that you needed help with before you got partnered with Cyberbackers?
I didn't realize that what we needed, but throughout the process, I now understand we needed everything. One thing significant to us, we were getting maybe 364 views a month with our social media. That was nothing, because we didn't do a lot of social media. And I have a very specific social media person. Her name's Elaine. She's fabulous. Our awareness and engagement was 7.9 million in 1 week. If that tells you the difference, to go from 364 views a month to 7.9 million a week. And so that collaboration has just, I have probably 25 to 30 leads just a week. And so it has brought in so much business. And then how it's also changed is I have a money backer, 𝗙𝗃. She's incredible. I can just turn over all of my accounts and bookkeeping and everything, and she just focuses on that. I have an incredible assistant, 𝗎, She does everything from, she pretty much holds my hand. She is amazing. She reminds me of this podcast I had today. It's like, oh yeah. She, emails, phone calls, working with vendors, doing blogs, anything that I need, she does, so that I can just free up my time and I can focus on making sure that the events are running properly, and that I'm on the front line selling and booking more events. So, and then we also have our U.S. operations, Harmony. It's you think about, like, you can't just, it's teamwork. If I don't do my job, if they don't do their job, it doesn't operate, and it's operating very well.
Yes. And I think that's the beauty of virtual leverage right there. There are a lot of things to be done every day, and sometimes 24 hours isn't enough, right? So it's actually very good. It's a good feeling to have when you have a cyberbacker that that would back you up, that would help you with those tasks to make sure that you can go out and, again, as what you mentioned, get more events, do more business, create more business, right?
And here's a number for you too. I love to brag about it. So I do fairly well on selling. I've had pretty good years, but the best year that I ever had at Copper Nickel was 87 events.
Wow.
Booking 87 events. This past year, 2022, with the leverage of all these amazing people that I work with, I booked 247 events. So that has nearly tripled. We've nearly tripled our business. So it has been an incredible opportunity and addition, because the space speaks for itself. The event center speaks for itself. It can offer so many different things, from weddings, quinceañeras, celebration of life, business meetings, corporation, international convention, everything. Anything that you can think of that you want to celebrate or expand, that's so just having that kind of exposure and that help has been incredibly critical and rewarding growing my business.
Gosh, almost tripled that number from your previous number, which it was 87. Is that right? 85.
87 was the best year that we ever had. Yeah.
Now,
but
going up to 200 plus now. Oh my gosh. It's a huge
247. Gosh. Yes. And our goal this year is to book 300 events. And we are already, I would say we're already 20 events ahead of where we planned. To the point where we're actually looking for another space because we're running out of space. We have 4 Saturdays left this year. But again, that is all the work of, my team that helps me with social media and all my assistants. So, it's like I said, it's just been such an incredible advantage that I have as a business owner to free up my time and have just these amazing people, focus on what they can as a full-time job.
Yes, definitely agree there. Just imagine just the growth in just a span of 1 year. The growth of the business in just 1 year. Imagine what you and your cyberbackers can do, and your team can do, let's say, 2 more years from today, right?
Yes, it'll be, it's growing. And I know we just joined 𝗙𝗶𝗶, which is the Wedding International Professionals Association, and I'm really excited. And if there is an opportunity where I can share my story with many of these event professionals, because the throttle is down for events. I think people came out of COVID and they really just wanted to celebrate. They want to get out. And so if people they're okay to spend the money. They're okay to get out and just have these memories. And so it's a perfect time as well for people to look into something like Cyberbacker, having a virtual assistant, because the growth is enormous.
Really, really enormous growth right there in just a span of 1 year. Now, let's talk more about your experience with Cyberbacker then. One of the first things that you had to do for getting partnered with Cyberbacker was going through our hiring process, talking to our career division, awesome career backers, and now creating job lists, things like that. How was the experience going through all of that? Interviews through Zoom. How did that all go?
It was great. They've got a wonderful system here. Everything is in place. The systems and tools and people that Craig and his leaders have put into place, things operate very, very well. There's an assessment test. Very high quality people are hired. I'm always impressed with anyone that I deal with, not only my own team, but other people, just the level of intelligence and education and creativity. So it's just wonderful. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful collaboration to work with people that are so motivated to work hard, just as I am as well, but also have the skill set that I don't, but I need desperately. So the whole experience has been really, really fantastic.
Basically an awesome ride so far, right? Throughout the first year.
Yes. Very busy, but but you know what? It's just like it just keeps going. So it just keeps growing. It's exciting. I never imagined in my wildest dreams to see numbers. I never imagined that 1 million people would be looking at our social media, and here we have almost 8 million a week with engagements and awareness. That's significant.
Just compare that from the monthly numbers that you had previously when it comes to social media to now, not just doubling or tripling everything, but just doing it in the span of a week, 8 million just on your social media. Gosh, that's a huge, huge growth, obviously. And all thanks, of course, to your team, also your cyberbackers. Now, seems to me that you've found your perfect partners with your cyberbackers. And in every partnership, you have to work on it, right? And for sure, some of our listeners might be going through this too. First time working with someone virtual. So how did you do it? What tips can you share with our cyber CEOs on how to create a strong partnership with their cyberbackers?
As I said before, when you hire a cyberbacker or an assistant, this isn't a person who is just there to do duties or to accomplish lists during the day. This is a relationship. It's also a friendship. You have to think of this person and really open yourself up to say, what are we going to do together? I think sometimes people like, this is my business and these are the tasks and you go do that. But that's not how it works. I mean, everybody wants to feel like they're involved in something great and that they're rewarded, and to see something that their hard work to be appreciated and also valued, and see the fruits of their labor. And so that's kind of person I am, but I also feel like that because of that, that's the relationships that I have. I know these people personally. They are a part of my success. We are all a part of this whole success. So going into that, really aiming to create a partnership with a cyberbacker, virtual assistant, that is the key to success, is valuing each other and the mutual level of respect as well.
I love what you mentioned there. Just valuing each other, especially even though they're thousands of miles away from you, just make them feel that they are part of the family, part of the team, right?
Oh, yeah. And the time sacrifice also to work through the evening. That is,
yeah.
as you know, right?
Yeah,
you get used to it, but
yeah, you get used to it. Cyberbackers are used to it anyway, so don't worry about it. But again, another thing about the partnership that you have with your cyberbackers, I believe that communication is very important, is vital in this partnership. But in your partnership with your cyberbackers, how crucial is the communication?
Well, I have a lot of moving parts. There is so much going on all day, every day. In events, it's multiple vendors, it's multiple people coming in and out, systems, logistics, the building, has this been ordered? And so if there is sometimes things get missed, but if there is a lack of communication, nothing's going to happen, especially in my business. You almost have to over communicate because there will be hiccups when it comes to events. You're putting it out there in the universe. You're planning it the best you can. But if it rains that day and you've got, do you know what I'm trying to say? It is critical. So my cyberbackers and I, my assistant, we have a one-on-one every single day. We go over, what happened the day before, what's coming up, what the tasks are for that day. She's with me and checking in on me and making sure everything is operating well all day long, as well as everybody else. So just really, like you said, open communication is vital to the success of a business.
It's very, very important, of course. Now, I have one last question for you, Brianna, before I let you go today. So also, you've been working with Cyberbacker for almost a year now. So what I'd like to know is, why partner with Cyberbacker? So all of our listeners out there who's asking that question, why partner with Cyberbacker?
The success of my business is clearly qualified, and you can see the numbers, you can see the success of it. The collaboration has brought up so much awareness and engagement with the community and everybody else. I would say Cyberbacker specifically over other companies that maybe have virtual assistants. The one thing I have noticed is the value. For me, that's really important too, because we're all here trying to do our best job. We all have families or situations or circumstances, and the cyberbacker values relationships first, and they value profit sharing, and making sure that, if one of my cyberbackers is having a baby, they will send her dinner and gifts and just the value as a human being, and not only just as the value of the individual, and that relationship comes first. And that's what I really value as well. And that's why Cyberbacker was perfect for me.
Now, we are very, very excited to see the continued success, of course, of your business partnership with Cyberbacker, especially for 2023. Also, Brianna, thank you very much for dropping by today. I had fun talking to you. I hope we can get you back here in the next few months and talk more about your experience with Cyberbacker.
That would be great. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of Cyber CEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.